Welcome back. Today is Monday, May 20th, 7:58 p.m. Let's take a look and see what we got here. So today was more just kind of indecision. We gapped down and we pretty much stayed there, fluctuated a little through the day, but we ultimately stayed in the same place where we opened, at least on the S&P we did. Spinning tops all around is pretty much what I'm seeing. Russell, pretty much a spinning top as well. Not a whole bunch of negative downside action. Sure, we gapped down, we sold up a little bit, we bounced back. It's a spinning top. It's basically just indecision, right? So take a look at the oscillator, which I haven't shown in a while. We're at negative 37, which is nearly oversold now. And then if you take a look at the futures right now, they're green. They were higher earlier, not very long ago. I want to see some really strong green futures in the morning that actually opens the market there, like 50 to 100 points. That'd be really fantastic. We need something that's going to kind of break this funk. The market's in a bit of a funk where it's almost afraid to go up. It wants to go up, but it's afraid to. So we need some kind of catalyst to push it higher. That's my take anyway. I think we still could go higher if we just get that catalyst, So MDB swung down a little on the day, bounced back up. It looks great. It's bouncing off the moving averages. Still looks really good.
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. CMG is trying to go. It's not getting the volume. That's the problem with CMG. It's just not getting the volume. It is still trying to go though. If we can get a really green positive day, we might get the kind of volume we saw last week when stuff like MDB broke out and Shopify moved. That would be awesome. So far, we're not getting that. ROKU is still forming this ascending triangle. You can see, bounced off the lower line. Boom, this guy got a little sold off today. This is what happens when you don't get a breakout on really good volume, and then the stock can't really pull away from the breakout point too high. Anything could basically take it down, and that's kind of what happened with Boom there. Same thing with this one, Cyber, although this one did kind of have decent volume when it came out here, dipped its way back in, so we'll have to see if that can get its way back up. Again, if we can get a nice positive day like last week, something can trigger a nice upside move, we might get some really nice upside moves in these. Shopify gapped down pretty good today, but didn't really go too far. Spinning top. Again, if you're in from when the earnings broke here, you're in fine shape. If you're in from here, you're still in pretty good shape. So for me, if I was in from here, which is a pattern I had not too long ago, I would just have it at break even. I would be sitting right there. So you got to let it swing. You got to let it move around. You got to give it room. Match is still looking pretty good. I think I said in the last video or 2 videos ago, I would probably move my stop up to this area right here. Since that's kind of a pennant, you could say it's broken out of that. I would put it probably about right there. And then you got to sit there and just kind of let it move. This guy got smoked. I just pointed that pattern out yesterday, and so that's shot. That guy will be removed. In fact, I'm just taking it right now. Domo. Well, again, this is another example of low volume. I had the line up here, down here, and this bar was actually broken out of it, but volume was very low, and it's just dipped its way right back in there. So I've actually adjusted this line. There's a lot more contact here. Touch, touch, all these touches here, touch there, and now that bar touched it yesterday. Or not yesterday, Friday. So I think that looks better. It kind of disregards this as kind of a bit of a mess, and you don't have to worry about that high bar there. But yeah, there's a lot more contact here, touch there in the bottom, and then all these contact points on that line. I think that line is actually a lot more valid for where the stock is sitting. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it breaks out from there. If you got in there and you got stopped out, just get out and wait a little bit longer, and it might actually make a run for it. But we got to get a positive day. That's really the problem. Spotify still within the symmetrical triangle. AYR still within its symmetrical triangle. Now also got smoked today. Volume came up a little, and this guy actually came out of there with decent volume. But I said last week the close wasn't that good on that move. It like gave up half the move basically of the day, and now it's come right back in. I'll probably remove that stock at this point. That's basically a breakout failure. That's come right back in, and it doesn't look that good anymore. TW is starting to look better, but it's prone to these huge dips where it gets really high and drops, dips down here. If you're still in there somehow, I would still be sitting right there actually. That one probably would have hit it. You can see it cuts right through there, but yeah, that's tough. When you get those swings like that, that's hard to hang on to. It still looks positive now though. I mean, obviously the trend is up, even though it's swinging around, it's still climbing, so it still looks pretty good overall. Hubs took a pretty hard dip there. My stop would have been right here at the entry if you were able to get in right at that line when it broke. That didn't touch that, so you'd still be in there. Hard swings. That thing was up $10 last week, and then all of a sudden all comes back. Hard to hang on to, but it didn't touch the stop if you were in there at the right point. COUP, this looks really good actually. I like that one. That looks really strong. Strong like MDB. MDB isn't selling off. MDB isn't making these huge dips down. ZM, this guy backed off a little, so again, if it broke out on the line and then you put your stop right on the line, it still hasn't come back that far. Again, we need a positive day. That's the big problem here. FNKO, and that's still within its ascending triangle. So the big problem I see in the market as a whole is we need a catalyst to push this thing higher from this moment, because we're dancing around a point where we could break down if it doesn't move. You know what I mean? This is support. We bounced off of it, but now we're just not getting more momentum. We came down off the 50-day moving average, and now we're right between support and the 50-day and not breaking higher. Something's got to break this market higher, or we could get into trouble where it'll just sag, and then all of a sudden you'll get bad news and down we go. And yeah, some of these stocks that looked good with nice breakouts last week kind of starting to get a little bit shaky. So I would be cautious. Like for example, if you're in a stock though, like I'm in MDB, and you're in from a good spot, just hold on. And if it breaks down and stops you out, just get out. But don't be so quick to try to get into something else, because we're in a bit of an indecision moment here. So that's how I would play it. That's how I'm going to play MDB. Just hold my stop. If it stops me out, great. If it doesn't, keeps trying to climb, great. I'm just looking for a catalyst on the overall market. Hopefully we'll get it this week. I don't know what it'll take to do it, but I hope we get one this week. So that's what I'm waiting for. So my next video will be tomorrow. Today's Monday for Tuesday. I'll do it Tuesday for Wednesday. I'll see you then.